Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be playing with one of the newest die sets. It's the Bottle Gift Tag die set, as you see right here. I am going to be using it not to put on the top of a bottle, but to make a doorknob hanger, which is what I thought it was when I first got this die set. So I thought, let's go for it and let's make it. So I am going to die cut this largest die from the set from some lightweight chipboard and some black cardstock as well. When I'm die cutting it from 8.5 by 11 cardstock, I can die cut it on the 8.5 side by butting the end of the die up against the edge of the cardstock, and it fits perfectly. Now it's time to add something pretty to our black tags. So I'm taking this Snowfall stencil set. There are two pieces in the set. You can layer together, but I'm just going to use one of each on each of these tags. I am using some Snowfall grit paste to add texture to these and make them look snowy because I want these to be Christmas doorknob hangers. I'm making two, but actually they're going to be back to back on the same doorknob hanger so that the doorknob hanger can be reversible, have one thing on one side and something else on the back. Both of them will be winter scenes with some other fun dies from Trinity Stamps. And I found when adding this grit paste to this stencil, I wanted to kind of pounce the paste in so I had some very textured snow. Now I am bringing in my Stuck Santa die set and die cutting this chimney from some watercolor cardstock. I'm going to be doing some fun layering of ink on there. So I'm starting with fired brick, perfect for a brick chimney. I called it a fireplace. It's actually a chimney, in case you were confused. But really, it was just me that was confused. I'm watering that ink down and painting it on my watercolor paper to give it its first layer of texture. I'm going to dry that with my heat tool, and I had so much ink left on my desktop, I decided let's do a little ink smooshing on top and layer up this ink and add some more layers to this. I wanted to have variation of color in my brick. I also dabbed up some heavy spots of color on that to lighten some areas too, so I got it a little darker in some areas and lighter in others. Now I have some Distress Oxide spray that I'm going to spray on. This is Rusty Hinge, and I wanted a little bit more, so I sprayed that on because it will dry back lighter than it is now. But this is just all about layering up the colors. And now I have a darker red. I'm spraying on top of that, just whatever I had in my stash. And then once that's dry, I'm taking a white colored pencil and coloring on the areas where the grout would be. And I love this because it's white, but it has a bit of kind of transparency to it. So it's not too stark white, and I think it adds really fun texture and detail to my chimney, and it's just fun. I mean, you could totally cut this from some red, black, gray, whatever cardstock you wanted to do, but I love making my own backgrounds. That's what makes me happy, so I had to do it. Now let's move on to die cutting out all the pieces to create our Santa. I die cut the red pieces. Those are the two largest dies. Some accent white pieces, which would be the parts for his coat and the bottom of his pants. I die cut a black belt and his gold buckle. Now these pieces, which are the snow, I am die cutting from that same scrap I had of the watercolor cardstock because it's going to be covered with that Snowfall grit paste as well. Now I'm gluing all the pieces together to create Santa's suit. He's so cute. Now he's going to be upside down in the chimney, so I'm creating it upside down. I don't know why, that just makes the most sense to me. When I very first played with this die set, I actually made an ornament, and it is currently hanging on my tree. It's really cute, and I just love this die set. So I'm excited to play with it again and make another little kind of home decor piece, a doorknob hanger, which actually is going to hang on the door to our den, which is the designated spot for wrapping gifts. So when someone's in there taking their turn to wrap gifts, we can hang this on the door. Now, my children are both teenagers, and so they are okay with respecting that, where maybe if you have younger kids, they would see this and want to burst in. But I thought a little kind of do not disturb sign for the door where we wrap gifts would be really fun. So I also added a bit of shadowing to Santa's suit with some R markers, and that just really helps add some dimension. And also because I have kind of a night sky in the background, it it's going to give it that shadow it needs for nighttime. So I'm really loving it. I kind of laid out where my chimney and snow was going to go, so I knew how far down I wanted to glue on the Santa suit. And then I thought it's kind of fun to have his legs kind of askew. So that is just a little added touch that you can do. Next, I am figuring out where I want to glue on the snow onto the chimney, lining that up with the edge of the tag and or doorknob hanger, and then I'll glue those in place and the snow as well. It's so cute. That's the snow really adds to that chimney. I love it. I used, yes, an obscene amount of foam squares to mount this on my card. That's just how I roll. It's another one of those things that makes me happy. Sturdy projects. That's what makes me happy. But feel free to use less if that's what makes you happy, saving money on foam squares. Next, I am gluing this down to my white lightweight chipboard, which was like a scrap of chipboard I had left over that was like a cover for a journal that fell off. So I saved it and used it here. Next, I cut a little slit in that opening so it could be like a doorknob hanger and slide onto the door. So we're going to pause on the Santa side of this tag and now work on the Snowman side. This is the Slimline series Snowman die set. There are 3 different circles to create a snowman. I'm using the largest and the smallest to create the snowman and gluing on all the pieces. It's very self-explanatory if you have ever made a snowman or made a snowman card or watched Frosty the Snowman, like, you know, the pieces that go on the snowman, right? So that's what I'm doing, but there are some variety here. There's different size circles, there's 2 different size noses, there's a scarf, there's different arms, different mouths, so I love that there are choices in this set. It's really fun, and I think that he's really a cute, chubby little snowman. So there he is, and he is all glued and ready to go. And next, I'm just going to attach it again with a ton of foam squares. A ton. I mean, you might have to look away. It's so many. Yeah, but I glued this on a little crooked, but that's okay because I'm going to add that Snowfall grip paste to the bottom of this. I needed to make sure his hat was all the way on. I didn't want it hanging off the side because I didn't want you to be able to see the hat from the Santa side of the tag. All right, so now I'm adding a little bit of shadow with C2 and C0, and I actually ended up bringing in C000, I believe, for the shadowing on my snowman, and it just really, I don't know, it helps bring your images to life when you add shadows to your die cut. Oh, C00 for my lightest. So there we go. He's shadowed up, ready to go. And white highlights, I love on a snowman, especially when you have the little coal eyes and buttons. It really adds a lot to it. So I added those on, and I even put some highlights on the hat, which you could do, but I'm actually going to put something else on it. So now it's time to glue that to the back, and I've got 3 layers. I'm planning on this being something I can use year after year, so it's nice and sturdy to hold up all the weight of all the things I'm doing to it. I cut it again to get through that snowman layer, and there is essentially my doorknob hanger. You could leave it like this, but I like to go above and beyond. Like, I want to add all the things in case you think, oh, should I do this? I'm going to do them all and you're going to see them on this tag. I love texture and I love having different kinds of texture. So just bring out what you have and play with it. Maybe you have some different kind of paste you could try here, some glitter paste or, you know, something shimmery, you know, give it a try and see if you like it. I love doing stuff like this. So you make your projects with the things that make you happy. So once I added the snow to the chimney and the base, I thought it looked better, maybe a little bit more smooth. So I used my little palette knife there to kind of smooth it out, but not too smooth. And I just love the look of that Snowfall grip paste, which, by the way, if you don't know, was a seasonally released product. And so if you can't find it, it's probably gone. But like I said, bring out what you have from your stash and use that. All right, how about some more snow? We have our big, huge drops of snow that we stenciled on. Now we need the tiny little drops of snow, which I put on with acrylic paint with a little bit of water mixed in, which means it's going to dry back a lot lighter than what you see here. Okay, now that that's dry, you can see it's a lot lighter in some areas and it really looks like snow, especially being on the front of Santa. I added some glaze to his boots so they would really stand out from that black background. Next, I am going to die cut my letters using my graham cracker alphabet. It's my favorite. It's super tiny and so cute. And I am going to spell out the words no peeking. And then I'm going to glue these around the top rounded part of my doorknob hanger. And tweezers are your friend in this situation, right? Oh my gosh, I love my little tweezers for things like this. So no peeking on there. That's going to go great on the door to our den. So when I'm in there wrapping a gift, I can just hang this on that side and hopefully have nobody barging in. I'm pretty sure there's a lock on that door though, but this is way more fun and way more cute, and I enjoyed making it so much. I spent off and on of the better half of today making this, so I loved it. So there it is, no peeking, and all the little things are dry. Now for Santa's trimming on his suit, I happen to have some flock, so I'm going to add that on with just a bit of glue. So I'm putting the glue wherever I want the flock to go. I decided not to put it on the end of his pants because it was too close to where it had been glazed, and I felt like flock could even stick to glaze that's dry. So I'm just putting it on here, and oh my gosh, it made me so happy. It is the yummiest thing ever. So again, here you could put glitter, you could put stickles, you could, whatever you've got, pull it out. Do some Wink of Stella, do something shimmery. And once that's dry, you can brush away any of the excess flock that remains. And wow, all of the texture on that side. Now for the snowman, I'm going to do some of the same exact things. Flock, glaze, Snowfall grip paste, white acrylic all over it, and letters that say let it snow. So there you can see the flock on his hat, the glaze on his eyes and buttons and nose, and the Snowfall grip paste at the bottom, and that white splatter acrylic paint across it. It was, like I said, so much fun, and I can flip it over to let it snow as a decoration when I'm not wrapping gifts in the den. So there's a fun little home decor piece made with the bottle tag die set, but using it as a doorknob hanger. And you could really personalize these and make a doorknob hanger for anybody with things that they like, the decor they have for their bedroom, or just maybe something funny even. So thank you for watching. If you want more inspiration, you can find us on Instagram and on Facebook too. I'll see you all again very soon. Happy stamping!